So, this week I came across what's known as the secretary problem. Basically, you have 100 people that apply for a position, and you interview every single one, and then you want to hire one. What is the optimum strategy to choose the best one with the highest probability? It turns out this is a maths problem, and with some pretty complicated maths, there is an optimal solution. It's related to the number E, which is Euler's constant, and you might want to look that up if you're interested. But essentially, the optimal strategy is reject the first 37 and then pick the next best one. So you interview 38. If they're better than the best one in the first 37, then you pick them. If not, you move on and you carry on. And if you reject the rest, then you pick the best one. Well, no, you have to pick one at some point. That gives you a roughly 37% probability of picking the best person. And that sounds cool, and you may think, oh, that's awesome, why don't we just do that? Because when it comes to hiring and things, firstly, that would be pretty unfair on the first 37 people that applied and were interviewed. They may have been really qualified but didn't get an opportunity. And secondly, we never really know how many people are applying, and it's never that linear. Often you do get the opportunity to go back and talk to other people again. That's why we have multiple interview stages for anything. But the point is, you can also think of this in terms of time. So let's say you were open to dating from ages 18 to 40. Using this 37% rule roughly, you should be dating from 18 to 36, and then from age 26 onwards, the next best person you find, you marry. And that also applies to career or living in a town. Sample at the start and then pick one later. And I feel like in the world there is very much a pressure to get things right the first time. There aren't many second chances, or if you don't get it right the first time, you're seen as stupid, even though just because you end up in the same place as you started doesn't mean the process of going through that wasn't worth it. Doesn't mean you're the same person. You could start unemployed, then unemployed, but you might learn what you actually want to do and then be able to put effort towards that, because that's what a lot of people struggle with. They don't know what they want to do, which makes it hard to do something, because once you know exactly what to do, then the only thing you have to do is give effort towards that. And for most people, that's not actually that hard. It's just figuring out what you want in the first place. And so let's say you were picking a city, you live in 8 cities over the course of 8 years, and then you choose to settle down. And it's a marathon, not a sprint. We have the rest of our lives to make these decisions. You don't have to pick the first person. And often feelings get in the way. Life is not as simple as sums to infinity or maths problems. It's not like that. Feelings get in the way, circumstances get in the way, unexpected things happen. So we can think about maths to a certain extent. It's a useful rhetoric, I think they call it, but it's not everything. You should think about this, but I think relationships work often like this, because once you leave one, it's very difficult to go back. It's not like we're all rational human beings who want to play this game. We are not rational human beings, and we can choose to play this game, and it only will really work if you stick to it. If you truly stick to your principles, it will work. Otherwise, you're going to have a difficult time. But sampling shouldn't be seen as a bad thing. But life doesn't give us infinite opportunities either. So it's a choice you can make. You can either try and stick to the first one and give yourself a high probability of it not being the best thing, or you can sample and give yourself the best chance, but chance isn't everything. I've said a lot of random things in this video, but if you take one thing from it, don't view people who sample badly. That's all I'll say. That you don't have to get it right the first time.